What's going on, everyone? John here from The Real Talk, back again with another review, and that is for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, which was written and directed by Quentin Tarantino and stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie. So, this is the ninth film written and directed by Quentin Tarantino, and obviously, like everybody, I was really hyped for this film. I feel like Quentin Tarantino is one of those directors that his name alone can sell the movie, right? There's very few directors nowadays that can do that, like Chris Nolan, Denis Villeneuve, and stuff like that. So I feel like Quentin's right up there. Martin Scorsese is coming out with a new picture this year. So besides that, though, I was really excited because personally, growing up, Leo and Brad were two of my they're my favorite actors, right? Not sure about now. I haven't really asked myself that question, but I've always wanted to see those two guys in a film together. So it's like we're finally getting that in a Quentin Tarantino film. Like, this is I died and gone to heaven, right? So that's another reason, huge reason why I was excited. Then we find out a little bit of information about what the movie is going to be about. So it's very interesting, right? Like, well, let's see what Quinn can pull off with this subject matter. We finally got the trailer, and once we did, I was 1000% sold. I was like counting the days. Before that, though, this movie was actually in my top 5 most anticipated films of the year, so I was waiting for it for quite a while, and I'm gonna say it did not disappoint, guys. I really love this movie, and real quick, I'm just gonna address some of the things, like, if you're really looking for a quick, response, like, hey, should I go see this movie? If you're really more into those blockbustery films that are kind of just for entertainment, you go to a movie for like an hour and 30 minutes, hour 40 minutes, 2 hours max, kind of looking for just a pure fun time. I don't think this is gonna be the it. This movie is close to 3 hours long, and it does have a lot of slow moments, a slow pace at times. So you might be looking for another movie, but I mean, if you love Quentin Tarantino, obviously, if you love movies, films, and stuff like that, if you love any of those actors, this movie has a huge cast besides those three that I mentioned in the beginning. And obviously, like I said, if you're a fan of Quentin and all this stuff, you're gonna love this movie. And if you've been anticipating it and you're kind of questioning, I don't know, there's big mixed reviews or something like that, no. Fuck all that and go watch this movie. But if you're looking for a more kind of fun movie, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people won't enjoy it because of that. More of the general movie going audience. So yeah, there's definitely an audience for this. And like I said, if you're here, you're a fan of those people, or you've been wanting to watch it for a while, you waited for my review for some reason. If you're a fan of Quentin, whatever, go watch the movie. So with all that out of the way, some of the reasons why I love the film. Quentin Tarantino, obviously, he's one of my favorite directors. Everything he's done before, I loved. Ranking the movies that I've seen of his, I think the only one I haven't seen is Jackie Brown. I think in Letterboxd, all the movies that he's done, all his filmography is like literally 4.5 stars, or 5, like out of 5. So there's that, right? But with this film, I found myself ranking it a little bit lower, towards the lower end of his movies. He's only done 9 official ones, right? He's done Death Proof and stuff like that, but he doesn't count it. He's done some other things and stuff, but he only counts his 9, right? And that's because I think I've seen the other movies a little bit more. Those movies have a little bit more of a connection for me. Like, I connect to them in some way, shape, or form, surprisingly, not that I like killing or anything. Like, it's just like if every film affects people differently, right? And that's the beauty of it. But not, like I said, it's all his films are like near perfect for me, and including this one, right? So it's like it's kind of like weird seeing it at the bottom. It kind of feels like I don't like it. Like, that's the thing. Like, I've been telling people, like, I love this movie and this is but X, Y, and Z, right? And like, oh, so you hated it? It's like, no, I love this movie, but just I hate that nowadays you have to give a movie a 10 out of 10 or like a 1 out of 1 or whatever, or there's no middle ground, or there's no like, what, it's near perfect for me, or what, I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. It's like it has to be one or the other. It's like, no, like, there's more to it, right? And this happened with me in Midsummer too. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10, and people were like, "You hated it." It's like, no, I just was expecting this. I don't know. This is not about a Midsummer, but anyways, one of the big reasons why, like I was saying, Quentin Tarantino, his passion, his love of cinema, it just oozes off the screen. Normally, obviously, that happens, right? It's a Quentin Tarantino film, but and this one's just the exception. Like, it's just, I feel like everything that he's done before, every one of his films has been leading up to this, and you can tell, right? You can tell, okay, cool, this is kind of what he did in this movie. This is kind of what he did in this movie, and it kind of just puts everything together in one and makes for a great movie. And like I said, it's just his passion for cinema. It's kind of his love letter to that. And I've seen a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's kind of like arrogant. It's kind of he's just too full of himself and stuff like that." But like for me, it's like no. I think he found a perfect balance of telling this story of these two characters, right, and kind of mixed in this world of Hollywood and filmmaking and stuff like that, and in the late 1960s, early 70s. Along with this whole Sharon Tate and Charles Manson murders and stuff like that. So I thought he did it perfectly, and that's one of the reasons why I love the film, because you can just, it's obviously uniquely stylized. It's a Quentin Tarantino film. You can feel that from start to finish without being it too in your face, at least in my opinion. Second thing, technically it's near perfect for me, from directing, cinematography, the script, the score and soundtrack. The soundtrack is awesome, right? Me and Rudy for Rudy's movie reviews kind of going back and forth online saying, dude, like the soundtrack is amazing. I downloaded the first two songs from the first trailer or teaser trailer, whatever, right away. I was like, dude, this is awesome. To see this on the big screen was great as well. But yeah, technically, like I said, this movie is near perfect. I can't really find anything wrong with it. Again, a lot of the shots that he's used, I believe Robert Richardson is the cinematographer. He's used that guy for his past films, and you can tell like they work together and all that stuff. It goes hand in hand, right? There's a lot of great shots, and a lot of those shots that you see in other Quentin films. So it's his kind of like stamp, right? But other than that, the cast, obviously Leo and Brad, like I said, I've been waiting to see them for a long time in the movie together. It did not disappoint. Their chemistry together is fantastic. I literally want, like, I seen this on Twitter the other day, like, for the bonus features in the DVD, they should have a commentary track with Leo and Brad, but as their characters commenting on the movie. Like, that would be awesome. Like, I just want to see, like, I literally want to see them. That's, like, one of the great scenes, right? When they were waiting for, damn, I forgot what show it was, but they were watching a show together. Literally sitting down, watching TV. I was entertained by watching those two go back and forth, right? And like I said, the chemistry just comes off the screen well, and especially from Rick Dalton and Cliff, those two characters, who they are, I feel like they mesh well. You can kind of see that there's history. They're almost like brothers and like family and stuff like that. I thought those two guys were fantastic, but obviously I do agree with everybody that Brad Pitt was a standout. He hasn't been this good in a long time. He's been great, right, in all his movies, but haven't really felt like, okay, this is Pitt at his best until, I haven't felt that for a long time until now. So let's hope he continues that. And Ad Astra, I believe he's coming out with that a little bit later. So yeah, other than that, everybody else is great. Margot Robbie, I thought she's in the movie a lot, but I thought her character of Sharon Tate was going to be kind of used more. But then again, I feel like obviously, for obvious reasons, it's kind of a touchy subject, so I feel like Quinn could have kind of glorified some of the horrible stuff that happened, especially because this Quinn, he's kind of known for violence and all that stuff. And I mean, boy, does it get violent at the end. But it's a very touchy subject, a very delicate subject that you can gone in a different way, and it didn't work out. But I thought the way that he handled everything was pretty great. And I guess at the end, when everything wraps up, the first two acts I feel like we're kind of building. Obviously, that's how a film works and story works. So you get to see a lot of reasons, like kind of a lot of time during the movie, you're like, oh well, where's this going, And then you find, okay, that I understand why you did that now. So I felt like she was gonna have a bigger role, but I felt, looking back at the film now, I thought she was used perfectly for what Quentin was trying to do, right? But yeah, she was great as well. Margot Robbie, everybody, this cast is huge. But this video would be 20 minutes, 25 minutes long if I list the whole cast. But I thought this film was hilarious as well. This movie had me dying from beginning to end. Leo and Brad just coming out with full force in this one. Their comedy chops and stuff like that. And yeah, I think this one, obviously Quentin has a comedy in all his films, but I think this one was definitely more like a comedy drama type film, But other than that, guys, looking at my notes here real quick, yeah, I said it's a bit long because it's almost 3 hours, but I would love to see the director's cut if that makes any sense. It's not a negative. I'm just saying, like, damn, it's a pretty long movie. It's almost as long as Endgame earlier this year. But quick little fact. Yeah, whatever. This is my fucking channel. Anyways, quick little fact. Avengers is not 3 hours and 2 minutes. I thought that was the full length of that movie and then the credits, but together with credits and everything, it's like 3 hours and 2 minutes. So I was kind of disappointed in that, but so it might be longer than it. But anyways, this is a long movie, but I would still love to see the director's cut. That's how much I appreciate this film, love this film, and yeah, that third act. Let's get into it. It's so gnarly, and the standout obviously is the dog. I believe her name is Brandy. I might be getting it all wrong. God damn it. But anyways, can't wait to see this film again. I want to see it in that 35 millimeter, right? But yeah, that third act was insane. And again, I feel like it's Quentin Tarantino. All I will say without spoiling it is that he's altered history, right? Before in his Inglourious Basterds and stuff like that. So the way he handled this I thought was pretty cool. It was pretty cool to kind of see these events happen this way, and again, everything has been building up to the third act, and when you get it, it's just, oh my god, it's fantastic. Everything pays off, and you're kind of just satisfied as a viewer. You get attached to these characters, and it's just awesome to see. Great to see these characters in these kind of situations and stuff like that. But it's gnarly, man, and it's Quinn. That's the Quinn that everybody kind of is. I feel like he's known for being kind of violent and all that stuff. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. But I mean, other than that, guys, I don't know what else I can say about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Other than that, if you guys haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend it. But again, if you're looking for coming off of what have we had like Spider-Man, Lion King, we're getting Hobbs and Shaw, so maybe go see that. That's gonna fulfill your kind of like popcorn going blockbuster movie-ish. But if you're looking for a film that's gonna pay homage to Hollywood at its best and stuff like that, go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. If you want to see these two great actors in a film together, with Al Pacino of all people, right? Go watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I highly recommend it. If you're having any doubts and stuff like that, like I've seen a lot of mixed things online. Again, I've always said this: go watch the movie and make your own opinion about it. You can't really say anything. You can only kind of try to get a point of view, but you can't really make your own point of view, your own judgment without seeing it. So go watch it if you want to watch it. But anyways, guys, if you guys want to follow us outside of YouTube, you guys can at The Real Talk with 2Ks on Twitter and Instagram. And until next time, we'll see you at the movies. Peace.